Hello everybody, it's Jenn from McCreath. Today is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Oh my. It's frustrating, you know. I put all these videos out every 4 years when there's an election here, either, excuse me, I got some gunk in my eye there. Municipal, provincial, even federal here in Canada. Nobody seems to give a shit what I have to say about local politics. But I put a video out about something happened in the US. Oh my. Click, 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 click. Troll, troll, troll. Comment, comment, comment. Wow. So I got a lot of people giving me the gears for talking about Charlie Kirk after in the first 30 seconds of my video I said I don't really even know who the guy is. I never heard of him. I am familiar with Jimmy Kimmel. It's not something I watch on a regular basis. Growing up in the, I guess, the 80s and 90s, those late night talk shows, the highlight for me was the rock bands that would come on and play their new song. David Letterman, please introduce so-and-so, whoever, their new single. And it's pretty cool for a rock band to be on David Letterman. Who are the other ones? Johnny Carson goes back, Jay Leno. I don't know if Jimmy Kimmel has musicians on or not. We know Jimmy Kimmel here in Newfoundland because of his... He was made aware that we have a town called Dildo. And he made some, I don't know exactly what he said, but he somehow became the, quote, honorary mayor of Dildo. So yeah, there's a lot of misinformation going on about what Jimmy said and why he was fired. I'm like, fuck the US, fuck US politics, fuck US pop culture. I don't give a shit about them anymore. I haven't been to the States in 14 years, and I don't ever plan to go back. But this is all I'm seeing on Canadian news. Fuck off, CBC. We don't give a shit about Trump in the UK. We don't give a shit about Jimmy Kimmel or Charlie Kirk. Let's focus on Canadian issues. We've got provincial elections going on here in Newfoundland and Labrador. How about we talk a little bit about that? How about we talk about the deal between Newfoundland and Quebec from 1969 and the fact that we're potentially going to do something stupid like that again. Bottom line, okay, I watched the Jimmy Kimmel clips, and the one that really stood out wasn't anything he said about Charlie Kirk. It was referencing, I guess they asked Donald Trump, someone interviewed Trump and said, how are you feeling personally about the loss of your friend? Nothing to do about politics, nothing to do about controversy. You lost someone who you considered a friend. How are you holding up? That's a very nice and fair question. We all dehumanize politicians, and we sometimes forget that they're human beings. And I thought that was a lovely question that the journalist asked. Now, Trump didn't really answer. He started talking about building something, and Kimmel picked up on that and made a snarky joke that Trump was in the 4th stage of grief construction. I get it. Comedians are supposed to be funny. And a lot of times comedians cross the line. And you know what? I thought that crossed the line. I can't fucking stand Donald Trump. I don't like what I've read about Mr. Kirk in terms of his positioning of the trans community as being the devil, whatever. I'm not into this religious stuff. I don't buy that shit. But we're humans here. I don't think it's right to mock somebody. Some people deal with grief differently. Some people want to talk about the loss of their friends. Some people it's easier to bottle that up and not answer the question. Let's just try. Can we please try? Comedians, politicians, citizens, celebrities, average Joes, whoever the hell you are. Let's try to be kind to one another. Let's remember that we're all human beings and we all do have feelings. I can't speak to the policies of ABC or their parent company. Apparently Disney owns ABC. I didn't realize that. I have no idea if Jimmy Kimmel broke any particular company policy with that comment or not. Again, I don't watch the show, so it's not something I'm going to miss per se. I appreciate that people are pissed off because the Republicans have been openly saying, we need freedom of speech, we need freedom of speech. And here they are shutting down a guy who's expressing his views. You don't necessarily have to like them or agree with them. And again, I wouldn't do that. I'm quite happy to criticize Donald Trump for his political policies and actions that I don't agree with. I have certainly spoken out about his personal morals, values, and ethics that I don't agree with. But there's a time and a place sometimes where you just need to say, these are human beings, they're getting over the loss of a friend, let's not kick them when they're down. And I honestly thought what Jimmy Kimmel said was not an appropriate time or place to make that joke. So there you have it. I like to think I'm a decent person, no matter who you are. Even if you think I'm a devil worshiper and I deserve to be stoned for being trans, I'll still respect your opinion, and I'll still respect you as a human being. And as I said in my last video about Mr. Kirk, nobody deserves to be assassinated by vigilante justice. If somebody does something wrong, there needs to be a system. And if we don't like the way the system is, then we need to fix the system. And ultimately, I don't know what else to say, but maybe I'll get some clicks on this video. By the way, if you're here, go and look at some of my other videos about local politics, because I think I've got some interesting things to say. I like to stimulate conversation, get people engaged, because apathy is the biggest problem in our world. When people don't care, or they don't pay attention, or they think their voice doesn't matter, that's when they get trampled on. I need a coffee. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.